Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. So, I decided to take out the supercharger and inspect all of the pulleys. When you run a supercharger, it's important that all your pulleys are operating correct. You don't want your bearings to be bad because with the friction, it can heat up and you can snap your belt. That is the reason why I'm changing out my belt, because obviously you can see here that it's cracking and there's a bunch of these all over the belt. I did take out the supercharger. It's right here. I'm inspecting it. I'm cleaning it. I do have an extra rear belt, which is right there. Blower looks good. Everything looks pretty up to date and everything's tight. So I'm expecting inspecting other things like the pulleys. So these are the two pulleys that came with the supercharger. Now, I know that it's like a bad bearing. You can tell because it'll be loose and it would make noise and everything. This one isn't loose, but I do feel some kind of like grit from the bearing, and I don't like that. And good thing, these bearings are replaceable. So you see that lock washer, all I have to do is take that out and then take out the bearing and replace it. And good thing there's a part number on there, so I already looked it up on eBay or Amazon, and it'll be here on Monday. So it's a good thing to change these things out so that everything on the serpentine belt is running smooth. You don't want something going wrong with one of the pulleys because one, it could cause heat, it could snap your belt, and you just don't know when these go bad because you can't really like spin them while the belt is on it. So I'm gonna change them out. I got two of them right here. This bearing right here, this pulley right here is pretty good, pretty smooth. So yeah, that's where I'm at with the car. I took out the AC compressor, which was pretty easy, only because the radiator's out. But if you took out your AC compressor while it was on the car, honestly, the hardest thing was to take out these plugs right here. If you can get by taking out these plugs without breaking them, then you're pretty much good. All you gotta do is take out the two AC lines, which is two 10 millimeter bolts, and then you have three 14 millimeter bolts, one right here, and one in the back. Get that out, and it should slide right off. And here it is. So like I said, this is the original compressor with the car. I did say the components were 20 years old, but it's actually 12 years old, over 12 years old. So yeah, as you can see right here, Celsonic, this is the original one that came with the car. I'm pretty impressed with this because it still works and everything, but my AC cuts in and out. So that means that the AC compressor is going bad. And also, like I said, the starter right here, this is the original Hitachi starter. I'm changing it out too because I'm not sure if it was like that, but the teeth on there is kind of like worn out. And I think it was because of the flywheel or the flex plate. So anyways, these are going, yeah, I can probably rebuild them or whatever, but I decided to just get a used one from a car with less miles, and I bought a refurbished starter. So they'll be coming in the mail pretty soon. Actually, my friend has my compressor, so I'll be putting it in today. So yeah, that's where I'm at, guys. I'll see you at the next. All right, what's up, guys? So I just got my new AC compressor. Now I know some of you might hate, but I ended up going with an aftermarket one, only because I got it for like really cheap. So this is actually a China part, but I was looking at the Celsonic one, and this thing is made in Taiwan. So I don't know. I mean, I would rather use this one because this is actually pretty new. It came off a new car with low miles. This was actually a replacement. So yeah, this one, my friend gave it to me, and he said that it was blowing real cold and it worked fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with it. I'm going to, I don't know, probably rebuild it or trash it. I don't know. But I want to point out something to you guys. You know where the AC lines go into? Like where these bolts go into? See? These are like, I think these are 10 millimeters. Well, I noticed on the new one that they have bigger bolts. So I have a problem, guys. I'm trying to put in one of the AC lines and it won't go into the hole. I don't know if you guys can see that. See that stud right there? It won't go in to the hole of my AC line. And this one won't go in either. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a drill. I already have the drill bit right here. And let's see, where's the drill bit? Oh, it's right here. I'm just gonna drill this through and it should go through. Kind of a bummer, but hey, it's gonna work. It's just something. It's just something simple. Alright, so I got the AC lines on. I did not like how I had to make the holes bigger so that I can put the 12 millimeter bolts onto the AC. On the original one, it takes 10 millimeters. So, I mean, I got them on. I had to make the holes way bigger, and it kind of felt weird going in, but I know that they're sealed. So if I ever have problems, I'm gonna have to go with another cheap one or the same exact one. This AC compressor is fairly new. My friend said that he just took it off, so I'm gonna take his word for it. It's better than my original one, which cuts in and out. So yeah, that's the AC situation. I got that done and over with. So there it is. So some of you out there that want to take out a torque converter pump seal, this is the easiest way. I mean, you guys might have your ways of doing it, but what I did was I drilled a hole right there, as you guys can see, right there, and I'm going to screw a screw into it. So what this is going to do is it's going to screw in and push the seal out as it grabs the thread. Come on. Ah, that was a fail. I need another screw. Hold on. Alright, I got a screw right here. So I recommend you use a wood screw. So you don't have to be screwing that much. So all you gotta do is screw it. Just like that. Ah, damn, I need a better screwdriver. Hold on. What do I have here? Oh, let's try this one. I love this screwdriver. Alright. There you go. So if you guys can see, the seal is coming right out. It's going at an angle now. Well, anyway, so it usually comes right out, but now that it's coming out a little bit, I'm gonna get some pliers and just pull it right out. Hold on. These will work. Alright, let's try it. There it is. That easy. Look at that. Clean job. So we have the seal off. Um, I recommend you go OEM. You don't want to use an aftermarket one. I mean that's your call. For me, my preference is to use OEM. I just feel a lot better, peace of mind using one. It's just OE. It's original. You can't beat it. As if you put another O-ring, it's not guaranteed. So, that's up to you guys. So I'll be putting on the new torque converter pump seal. I'm not going to show you guys how to do it because I need both hands to do this. Basically, you put it on and then you start inching it in little by little until it's all flush. There's no wrong or correct. There's no wrong way of doing it. Just get a 2x4 or some kind of wood and just go around it little by little. Also, you want to change this O-ring. A lot of people don't notice this, but there's a ring right here. So if you just take it off like this, this is the O-ring that seals this torque converter pump. If you buy one of these O-ring assortments, it's good to have because things like this you can replace. Again, if you want to go OEM, go ahead. But this one right here, I used from this assortment right here. So let me see here. Let me just put this one on. Let me see. I'm doing this with one hand, guys. All right. There it is. Super tight. Ready to go. So it's up to you. The reason why this one looks like this is from all the heat. It just kind of went into its own form. So it's always good to change this out. Make sure you guys change this out. This is very important right here. If you don't, you're going to start leaking. Well, I'm about to install the torque converter. But before I do, I want to show you guys something before I put the torque converter in. I already got the new seal in, by the way. But there's an O-ring right here that came off the shaft for the pump. You should always change this out. This is the original one, and I'm about to put this one in. So all you gotta do, see it goes on this lip right here. All you gotta do is just put it on there, just like that. See that? All right. So when you install the torque converter, you have to make sure that you do the 2 clicks. Some people say it's 3, some people say it's 2, but on this transmission, there's 2 of them. So when you first put it in, you're gonna feel that first click, and then there's gonna be one right after it. So let me show you guys real quick. All right, here we go. So we got the O-ring on and seal. So just be gentle with it. Alright, so it's in. So that was the first click right there. You gotta spin it. That's the second click. And that's it. So there's 2 clicks. I already did the first one. I know you guys heard that, but there was a second one. All you gotta do is just keep spinning it until it just sits in there. And now the transmission is ready to install. Pretty easy. Alright, so I'm underneath the car and I'm gonna change out the rear main seal. I'm not sure if you guys can tell. Just put this up there. It does get kind of wet towards the bottom right there. So now that I have everything off, I might as well just do the rear main seal. Some people might think it's good, but when you take off your transmission and you have access to this seal right here, you might as well just change it out. It doesn't hurt. It's always good to change these things up because it's hard to get to it once you have everything back together. So this is basically the same process. just like the torque converter seal pump that I just changed. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to drill a hole. I'm gonna drill it on the side right here. You see where this, I'm gonna do it right here at the bottom. You see where the two little mark points are? I'm gonna do it right there, right at the bottom, and then I'm gonna screw a screw in there, and then hopefully it takes it off. So yeah, I'm not gonna record it because it's basically the same process, but when I install it, I'll go ahead and show you guys how I do it. All right, so I just got the rear main seal off, and I ended up cleaning off all the metal shavings. Well, I try to get as much as I can. I'm pretty sure there's like tiny bit in these pockets that you see. But I got the rear main seal off, as you guys can see right here. I did the whole screwdriver trick thing again, and it popped right off. Like I said, some of you might not use this method. Some of you might find this helpful, but it works perfectly fine for me. I know some of you out there, they drill a hole and they stick something in here, like some kind of tool, and then they just wedge it out or pull it off. It's kind of the same thing, but I just use a screw, and as you're screwing it in, it just pulls off the seal. So yeah, this one had some RTV on it. I'm not gonna put no RTV because I know that it's gonna be a brand new seal, and I'm gonna go ahead and lubricate it and everything. I don't think it needs it, and there's some already on there, so it's probably gonna just hold it in place anyway. So again, always use an OEM seal. Do not use a cheap one because you don't want to go back and change this seal out. You don't want to install your transmission and you find out later on that it's leaking and you don't know if it's the torque converter or the rear main seal. That's like everyone's worst nightmare if you do this VR swap or any kind of transmission swap in general. This is interesting. Check out my upstream O2 sensors. They're super clean. It's pretty cool. I gotta check that one. This one's really clean. I changed both of them at the same time, so that's a good sign right there. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and install this. The way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna just put some oil around it, lube it up with some motor oil, and I'm going to use this piece of wood, and then I'm just gonna tap it in little by little all around, just until it's flush, just like the torque converter pump seal, and we should be able to put the flex plate on, guys. All right, guys, so I just got it on. This was easier than the torque converter pump seal because it goes in, most of it goes in, and then all you have to do is, like, when most of it is on one side, like the other half will be sticking out. What you want to do is get a piece of wood just like this one and just start tapping it in. And once you get that on, it's all just tapping little by little all around, and yeah, look, it's flush. So this part of the rear main seal is done, guys. I'm pretty confident with this job. This is my first time doing a rear main seal. I usually don't change this, but I did anyway because, you know, the engine did suffer from some vibration from the torque converter. So that's why I'm changing it. So now we could put the flex plate on, and we could put the bolts on with the Loctite. All right, the fun part is about to begin. We're about to install the new flex plate. So what we're gonna need is, of course, the flex plate, our 8 16mm 12-sided ARP bolts, which came off the Fast Intentions. I know they're gonna work. because it's the same thickness as the fasten tensions. So check that out. We're gonna need our torque wrench set to 80 pounds. It's on 80 with our 16 millimeter 16-sided socket. And the most important thing, the one thing that started this whole project again, Loctite, guys. This is the most important thing. Make sure you put Loctite on everything on your transmission, because if you don't, then you're gonna go through the same thing I'm going through. If you have time, go underneath right now and take off all your bolts and put Loctite on all of them. Trust me. All right, so before I go underneath the car, I want to show you guys something. When I bought the Fasten Tensions flex plate, it came with ARP bolts. These are the ones that go to the torque converter. See, it says ARP. These are nice, but like I said, I forgot to put Loctite on them, and this is what happened. But with the LOJ, they came with these fat Allen wrench bolt screws, whatever you want to call these. I'm not sure what brand they are, but I really like them. So there's a difference right there. LOJ hardware versus Fasten Tensions. The flex plate is on. I want to mention something. You see this hole right here? This little tiny hole? Well, that's the hole to align the whole flywheel to all the holes. So make sure you put that hole. There's like a little nipple that's sticking out. So make sure the hole goes into that nipple and everything should be aligned. You might want to check with the screws. See, screws right on. You might want to check another one. Check this one. That screws right on, see? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the Loctite and just start doing one by one. Just put a little Loctite on each bolt and just screw them in. And should torque them down. Alright, so I'm basically doing one bolt at a time. I like lightweight torque the bolts down just so that the flex plate can sit in place, but I didn't torque it to spec. They're all a little tight, and I'm removing each bolt like this, and I'm putting it back in with the same torque, and I'm going to the next one and taking out each bolt that doesn't have the Loctite, so I can evenly put Loctite on each screw. All right. Wow. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. No, I'm hella weak. Oh, damn. Oh, damn, this is not fun, guys. This is not fun. Damn, I'm done for tonight. I ended up torquing the bolts down just shy of 80 pounds. It's about 77, 78. It's gonna be fine. I put enough Loctite. Required was 80 pounds, but I just made it shy. There shouldn't be any problem. But man, this thing, I can't wait till this thing runs. The new flex plate is 2 pounds lighter than the Fasten Tensions. that thing's gonna make a big difference in performance. It's gonna rev. The car's gonna be faster. I already know. I can just tell by the weight of the flex plate. So, damn. Hopefully, the next couple days, the G should be running. All right, guys, welcome back. So, I got the flex plate on, and I also have the transmission ready to mount. So I'm gonna worry about that another day, maybe tomorrow. As of right now, I have my new radiator, which is inside the house. I did get my bearings. So these are the old bearings right here. Yeah, I could have used them, but I ended up changing them out because I just didn't like how they felt. So NSK is the bearing that was on my pulleys. So I bought another set, and these are called SKF. I'm not sure if they're better or not, but I know that they're from Italy. Where does it say it? Oh, yeah, here. It says it right. Nope. Right there. I don't know if these are better or not, but I do like the way they spin. They feel a lot better than these ones. Like I didn't like the way they felt. It felt like gritty, like there was sand in it. And this one is just, it's a lot smoother, like so smooth. So I'm gonna get these on. I'm gonna just press these in. I'm just gonna go ahead and use one of the old bearings. I'm gonna use the bad one, which is this one. I'm just gonna put it on here, put it on a piece of wood on the floor, which is that one right there. And I'm gonna go over it with a hammer. I'm gonna use a big hammer. Yeah, I'm gonna use the big hammer so that I can ensure that it goes all the way in. So yeah, let me go ahead and do that. So I'm putting the engine back together, and I have one of the pulleys on. Supercharger is cleaned and ready to mount. Radiator is going on tonight. This is my new OEM replacement radiator. Nothing fancy. You don't need to buy an upgraded one unless you're really racing or drifting, whatever. Here's my radiator hoses. I'm using my old ones. And my old clamps. These are gonna go because, you know, after time they start failing on you, and they only hold about 20 something pounds of pressure. I'm upgrading to these ones because not only do they look better, look at the fins on it, they're like closed. Well, these ones hold double the pressure from the traditional ones, so it's about 40 something pounds of pressure. So yeah, radiator is going back on, front end's going back on. Let's go. So I want to point something out for all you G37 owners out there. If you changed your radiator in the past, I know that this thing is not fun to take off, and I know what part you guys struggle with putting this on. So these fittings right here where you see the red, some of them might catch on to the hole that you have to pass through, and this right here is one of them. So on an original all aluminum radiator, this right here would catch onto this frame. Now, the reason why I bought this one in particular is because this piece right here, this plastic piece, is removable. So it's a lot easier to remove. So what you can do with these ones is you can pull this pin right here, and you could remove this fitting right here. See? Now it can come straight off, and all you have to do is pull it straight up. Super easy. All right, so I have the belt running through all the pulleys. I still have the tensioner pulled back. But this is how it looks like. This is the main serpentine belt. It goes through all the pulleys. There's a tensioner right here, alternator, main pulley. There's an idler. There's the AC. There's another idler, pulley, and then here's another idler pulley. And this is the supercharger pulley. This is a 9-pound pulley, and it runs off the whole serpentine belt, which is coming from the crank. And what it does is it spins this wheel, and on the other side of that wheel, it spins the supercharger belt, which is connected to the supercharger blower fan, which is right there. So the faster the engine goes, the more horsepower you get. Pretty simple. All right, so I have the radiator in. Everything is mounted. I just have to connect the hoses, which is super easy. I decided to buy another set of fans with the control unit because the one that I used to have right there came off the original car, which is from 2009, which is over or around 12 years old. So I bought this one from 2015. I just feel better putting this. So you know, the motors will last longer, maybe they're stronger, and this is actually the original control unit. The one on my car was actually off somewhere. I didn't know where it came off. So I feel a lot better putting this one on. So yeah, let's put it on.